Wow, I can already see how disgusting that is. This is one of the most overlooked parts in your Tesla, probably because the car rarely needs service and it goes unnoticed. Today we're going to be swapping out this with this. If you've owned a Tesla for a while, you've almost certainly come across this issue. The putrid smell of what the internet describes as anything from cheesy feet to rotten eggs that fills your cabin immediately after turning on your HVAC. Sometimes you'll smell it after heavy rain. So I actually know exactly what is going on. I had our air filter go out with our Model X a few years ago, and the smell was just absolutely disgusting. It smelled like something had actually died inside of our car. I ended up taking it to Tesla, and they were the ones that confirmed it was the cabin air filter. But it's a super easy fix, and I'm gonna be showing you guys today how to DIY it yourself. And today we're not just putting a regular air filter in, we are gonna be adding a HEPA air filter into our Model 3, kind of give it its own version of biodefense mode. Tesla officially recommends you change your cabin air filter once every 2 years, once a year if you're in China. But what most don't know is there's a design flaw in at least earlier Model 3s and Ys, where the intake for the cabin air filter right under the hood isn't weather sealed. So if enough water gets on top of your car, it can easily end up inside the intake and be sucked into the filtration system, hence the moldy smell. In around 2022 model years, Tesla introduced car wash mode, which you'll find under your service tab. Once activated, it locks your charge port, disables your wipers, and also activates a slat in newer models to cover this intake, reducing moisture entry. This is the kit that I am using today, and here's how it comes. Now there's the HEPA air filter, and what I like about this is the directions are really easy, and you can scan it and see somebody installing it, so you can follow along with it. And the pictures are just really nice, easily laid out, but again, you can follow along with this video too. The kit from Vian includes 2 HEPA air filters and the removal tools. This is a 4-layer filter, making it far more efficient than most of what you'll find on the market. It's also an activated carbon filter made specifically for the Model 3 and Y, and definitely more effective than what you'll get stock in your Tesla. Can you guys hear the charcoal? Thanks to Vian for sponsoring this video. They make some of the highest quality Tesla products out there. We've tried their charging hubs and now checking out their wheel covers for 20 and 21-inch Model Ys. These are custom made for the Model Y and almost go undetected when they're on. They cover existing curb rash and have gone through rigorous testing to protect you from future curb rash too. Takes about 30 seconds to install and just as easy to remove if you ever need to replace one. If you're sensitive to sun, check out these sunshades that actually work for both the Model 3 and Y. So how cool is this? You reverse the back panel and it works for the Model 3 too. These not only look super premium, they offer a UPF rating of 50+ and block UV at a rate of 95%, giving you 8 times the heat insulation of single layer alternatives. To get yours, check out the link down below and use code KIMJAVA for 10% off. Remember, using that link helps support this channel too. So we are on the passenger side. First thing I'm gonna do is make sure the seat is back all the way, take out the floor mat if you use one. Sorry, our car is so dirty. Again, allergy season here, and it also means lots of dried grass going on. We're gonna get our pry tool, and then we're gonna go under here and pry off some of the little pins. This is about a 15-minute DIY, so it shouldn't take you long. Toughest part was getting the small screws to pop off the cover. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna pull this piece off now. Comes off really easily. You can see that there's 2 places where it's connected, so I'm gonna go ahead and unhook those as well. You're actually gonna just push this little piece in and it comes out. There you go. I think this one's a little bit harder. You have to use some force to kind of pull it out. There we go. So I'm gonna move my stuff out of my way because the next thing I'm gonna do is just kind of pull this out and get to this area where they actually houses the air filters. Now there's little clamps in here, so you just have to kind of like, see, it eventually pulls out. And then if any clamps come off, I'll just put them back on. There we go. There we go. All right. So we have an older Model 3, so 2018, so we have this little orange area that we're gonna have to kind of route slightly different, but there we go. See, one clamp came off. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it back on so I don't lose it for later, and then get this out of my work area. So this right here, I actually have to kind of move it out of the way because I have an older Model 3, but honestly, it's not that bad. The hardest part is actually getting this screw out if you have an older Model 3. Tesla obviously got the hint with the newer ones because they moved the screw to the bottom, but we got it out. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and pull out the old air filters down here. Now that the screw's out, this piece just comes out super easily. And there is the air filters right here. So there's two tabs right here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but you just pull it and there's two air filters. Wow, I can already see how disgusting that is. Wow, here's the first one. And then there's another one that's kind of down below. And I didn't realize that there's actually two air filters. So it's not an extra one. Actually, I'm gonna use both of those. All right. I don't think we've ever changed these. So there's two different sides to this. So there's the side that faces the exterior and the side that faces the inside of the cabin. And wow, you can like really see in there how disgusting this is. Just all the dirt. I mean, just piled up. We've never changed this thing. It smells bad. It's so dirty. Yeah, these are glad we're replacing these ones. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and run the AC in the car. So we just turned on the AC to try to get some of that excess mildew and pollen out of there, and you can really feel it right in here. The air coils are right inside of here. We're gonna let that go for about 15 minutes. So if you wanted to take it a step further, you could also use some sort of like vent or air duct cleaner and spray it in there. But today we're just gonna go ahead and let the AC run for about 15 minutes. While the AC is going inside of our Model 3, I wanna go ahead and put these side by side so you can see the difference. This is the one that I just pulled out. It's pretty disgusting and dirty. And this is the new one right here that I'm gonna be putting inside of it. So right off, I love how it's labeled. It makes it really easy to be able to install it. Again, you see the airflow side. It's completely labeled everywhere, and just the quality of it, I mean, right off the bat. Now this one is for the Model 3 and the Model Y. It's the one that Tesla installs in there. With the Model S and X, you do get a HEPA quality filter. We have biodefense mode in those cars. We don't have it in the 3 and Y, so adding a nice quality air filter will really make a big difference. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put these back in the car. I love that they're labeled, so you can see the airflow goes down this direction, facing the front of car. So we're gonna go ahead and slide it back in, and there's two of them, so it's basically gonna be like that. All right, let me get back into my little cave. All right, everything almost looks backwards when you're down here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slide it in. So you kind of have to feel around for the little pocket, and then it should just slide right in. So this one is down all the way. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this one in right on top of it. There we go. All right, and now I can just put the pieces back together. All right, just doing the reverse now of what we did before. You do want to make sure that you can see these, because at some point you're going to want to change it out again. Best friend, this little screw. Again, in our older 2018 Model 3, the single screw to access the filter was placed on top. Tesla moved that screw to a much easier spot in later model years, and honestly, that's about the extent of the challenge in this DIY. In fact, Tesla encourages you to do this yourself as listed on their DIY page. Just going to match up the clips and snap this back in as well. Once you get it lined up, it should all just snap right in. So the two cables that we took off, we're gonna go ahead and hook them back up again. They just snap right back in. There we go. There we go. All right, and then I need my little screw things. So that's it. I'm done. It was that easy. The whole process, maybe like 15 minutes. If you want to spend extra time cleaning out the inside of it, running the AC a little bit longer, you can do that. That's optional. But now we have a brand new HEPA filter inside of our Model 3. The irony, out of all the DIYs that we have done on the Model 3, this is probably the most crucial one that I actually needed for my health, for my family. It's not just about appearance. It's, you know, so much more than that. And it was so easy to do, and I don't know why it took me this long to actually do it. I really enjoyed this video, and I wanted to thank Fion for sending me some of these accessories that I could test out in our Model 3. Be sure to check out their links in the description below, and you can use the code KIMJAVA and get 10% off. And when you use those links, it all goes back to supporting our channel. So thank you guys so much. We'll catch you next time. Can I say one more thing? Because the pollen here in Atlanta is crazy. Today is actually the 8th highest count ever. So if you live somewhere like we do in the South, you definitely need to be changing your filters just because the allergies are so bad. I know we just changed our house filters and now we're doing the car.